Hey, I'll say it again. You should check out that laptop in the clubhouse. You can run businesses on there, start grow houses, cut cocaine, manufacture currency, whatever, whatever. For real, it's worth your time.
G'day everybody, welcome to Zombie Bites Everything. G'day Ray, how you going, mate? Got some money down at the nightclub. Well, we don't have to get that now. There is double money on the plane races, which means we can do some races that have double money and they're new. I mean, unfortunately, these aren't Jimmy style races, so you probably won't see Jimmy doing them. I'm doing pretty good, mate. Cheers for asking. Yeah, I mean, I still have to wait 8.5 minutes to get the full thingy, but that's okay. They're flying missions. I like flying missions. Especially when you can shoot. I should have turned the cops on. Can I go under it? Yep. And I got 100 RP for it. Because that's double too. Can I go under it? Oh, I lost my wing. Oh, I got it. I still got the checkpoint though. I don't think I should have got that checkpoint then. Alright, so we got 6.5 minutes to chill. Gee, yeah, supposed to be able to get out. They're not letting me hop out of the plane. Nope. No eject. No eject. No. And you know what? I don't like that. Don't know how I feel about that. It's telling me at any point hold triangle, but it's not telling me I can eject. Alright. Nose is starting to run on me. I should probably go catch it. I haven't really tested this plane out, so this gives me a good chance to test it. Can hover with these planes. I realised when I seen the wheels go back up like that it was one of those planes. Those two side wheels. But it does take a little bit of getting used to this plane. Because the timing. You want to make sure you're not too far off the ground when you change it. Because you just drop. That'd be 16 grand. Oh, 24. Not going to mess around today. Random plain one. It says plain, so I better give me a random plain one. I mean, g'day nobody, how you going, mate? They want me to go in a free mode every single time? Why doesn't it give me the race suit? How's the leg doing? Oh, fucking hell. Speaking of legs, I can't get my leg on my footstool properly because under my desk where my footstool is, there's a cat. And you're being a fucking hog, aren't you? You fucking piece of... It's being a hog. It's taking up the whole fucking... It's taking up the whole fucking footstool. She a big cat. She's not the biggest though. She's big enough that I can feel in the footsteps, in the footstool with my foot. I can feel her purring. Oh. Low bridge. Oh, you're willing to relinquish some of that footstool, are you? No? No, you just got to put your head there instead. Ah, you weasel. Sometime next week back at work, hopefully. That sounds alright. Oh, this cat's gone beyond. She's not fat, She's just a big cat. Her structure is big. She's not one of those small, skinny-looking cats. Like she's not fat either. She weighs about, I don't know, the male cat weighs about 6-7 kilos, something like that sometimes. Depends on what time of season it is. Summertime he weighs less because he's more active. Wintertime he spends most of the time. In fact, as they've been getting older, they spend more time inside. He's a stocky, normal build for a cat, and so is she. And she's the same build as him, but she just looks big because she's got like 6-inch long fur. Her fur is like 6-inch long in parts, so she looks bigger than she really is. It's an illusion. It's just this fucking long fur. And you find it everywhere. That's why every now and then you might hear me drink from I'll be saying I'm having a coffee and you'll hear me drink and you'll hear me move a lid off my cup. I have to put a lid on my cup. It's either that or shave the cat. But no, I have to have a lid on my coffee cup, because if I don't, I end up with cat fur in there. It is literally everywhere. They'll be gone, and I reckon 15 years afterwards we'll still be finding cat hair. Yeah. And when you see them drowned, like a drowned rat because they've been caught out in the rain, you get a true sense that they're not as big. Like, you look at them and you go, nah, let's dry you up and get you fluffy so you look mean as fuck again. You don't look mean like that. You look timid. You look like a pussy, you pussy. But my female cat, she's like the mama cat of the street. She puts all the cats in line that are around, but she's been here longest. And her son Babaloo, they two have been here the longest. On our street. So they, like, when we had some neighbours move in, they came over and they introduced themselves. Hi, we're the neighbours. I was like, hi, who gives a fuck? No, I wasn't. I was nice. But I was like, yeah, cool. And they said, oh, yeah, if you hear us, getting up early in the morning for work, I was like, yeah, no worries. So just give a good look around your car before you take off. Because I was out, I said my cat will probably be sleeping on it or under it. He's like, yep, no worries. Any good with kids? Yeah, she's alright. She loves her scratches. Cat, she's a cat. You're gonna give her attention. She's gonna fucking stay there. So I see her every now and then. My cat will be across the road, laying on the front yard, waiting for the neighbours' kids to come home. They sit out there and give her a scratch, and then they go inside, and then she fucks off back home. Well, it's not that I don't care about my neighbours. It's just I have grown numb to giving a shit. I've grown numb to the idea of caring. I used to give a shit about my neighbours. I used to try and be nice, and well, I am. I still try and be nice. I don't say mean things about them. I keep my nose to myself. I expect them to do the same sort of thing. But every now and then I've had a couple of cunt neighbours that have just turned me off wanting to get to know anybody on the street anymore. And the people that are around me aren't necessarily bad people. I wouldn't know because I don't know them, and I like to keep it that way. But that's the problem. I don't know my neighbours, and it is because of a handful of shitty-ass neighbours that I've had over the years. And because of those shitty-ass wanks, I'm not. They've broken me into not wanting to fuck. Society is its own fucking worst enemy. Society's its own worst fucking enemy. You know? I mean, I don't mind getting to know my neighbours and stuff like that. But I don't care what they do. I don't have an opinion about how they live their lives or anything like that. You know? And I've got one neighbour to one side of me and a neighbour behind me that I just can't stand. It's not because they've actively done anything against us really bad. They haven't, you know, well, I mean they have, but they haven't. It's hard to describe. You'd have to be the judge. Oh man, I want flying ones. I have to go free roam each time. Yeah, that's it. When people look at you, when you do something in society, right, and this is how we should as human beings view society, and how human beings in society should view us. If we see a person freaking out over a small little thing, we shouldn't automatically assume that they're crazy or on drugs or, you know, whatever. We shouldn't automatically assume. We should think to ourselves, you know, shit, I've had a moment like that, or what would take me to get into a moment like that? Because that's how I want people to view me. If people hear me doing my nana, I would like someone to go, Jesus Christ, wonder what's put him in a bad mood, you know? And not assume that I'm a crazy cunt. Just assume that maybe he's had some stuff in the past happen that might make him go, right, not putting up with this shit. You know? For example, neighbours' kids, teenagers, the dad was away. So on the weekend, they decided to have a bit of a party. And it got to like late, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They still had the music booming. And my bedroom's right near it. And I'd yelled out a couple of times, "Oi, turn it down, knobhead." Eventually, I end up fucking leaning over the fence going, "Oi, dickhead." And they all pointed to themselves. And I pointed at one of them and said, "You, turn this fucking music down now." "Oh, is it a bit late, you think? It's 2:30 in the fucking morning." Yeah, sorry, we'll turn it down. It's like, why do you have to fucking make me say it like this? Why couldn't you have done it the first time when you heard someone yell out? Why didn't you just fucking pay attention to the time? Why did you make me have to come out and act like a lunatic in the street saying, "Oi, dickhead," at 2:30 in the fucking morning? Why? I should have leapt that fence and slapped him one just for principle. But I was in my boxes. And quite frankly, I had to chuck them on in a hurry, and I wasn't too sure if I had them round the right way, or even inside out. I was just pissed off. You know, what makes it, you know, so if someone had came out, they would have seen a half-naked man in inside-out backwards boxes, possibly, screaming at some fucking teenage kids that are just having some fun, man. And I would have been the lunatic. Why do you make me have to say it? Why? Why couldn't you just go, let's go to a secluded beach? No, there's Wi-Fi here. Yeah, I know. You fucking ingrates. How we know we're getting old? Yeah. Oh, but I already had that sort of thing. See, to me, that's a normal response, and I've had that my whole life. Even when I was younger, like really young, I was the one trying to tone the parties down my mum was having. You know, I'd start hiding the beer, so then they ran out of beer sooner. You get me? Because I knew that at a certain point, one of the neighbours is going to call the police, and then we're going to have police officers come out, and then we're going to be looking for a new house if someone wanted to make it that way. And that's that point I'm making, that you never know what someone's been through that makes them. Everybody would see me as a lunatic. They wouldn't see me as the person who's thinking, no, I'm trying to have a smoke here, and this dickhead's going to call the police, have the police called on him, and I'm going to have a couple of police cars turned up out the fucking front, and I got a nice purchase fucking bit of lawn out the front. Some cops would go, just pull up here, and that means I'm going to have them sitting out the front of my fucking house. So it comes from that side of it. Yes, a little bit getting old, but a lot of it from that side of it. People don't realise the shit they do. The people around them might not want police interference or police hanging around or anything like that. Not to imply that I'm some big-time criminal or anything like that, but some of the people that my mum hung around with, they were, well, depending on what circles you're in to whether they're big-time or not. And, you know, as I got older, my only thing I was doing against the law is smoking weed. So, you know, I don't want to get busted smoking weed just because dickhead next door wants to have a party. So you get what I mean, right? It's like, say, some of it comes from, getting old. Can I have my sock back? He just dug her claws into my sock. It's my fucking sock, bitch. Do you know how to, you can't even retract your claws. You're getting old. Why are you so old? Sorry, cat. Just took my sock off me. I ended up having to sacrifice my sock. So always be respectful. So I always be respectful for my neighbours and try to, you know, I put a caravan in my backyard one time. And my neighbour pops his head over. He's like, "Oh, come over here." I was like, "Yeah, all right. What's going on?" And he's like, "Would you like it if I put a caravan in my backyard?" And I was like, "Well, I don't give a shit. It's your backyard." And he goes, "Well, I do care." I was like, "What about?" He's like, "You can't have your caravan in the backyard there. I don't like it there." It's like, "It's not your backyard. It's my backyard." And he goes, "Well, there's windows in the caravan." I said, "I should fucking hope so." Because I started getting really annoyed now. So I start becoming a real smart ass when I get annoyed. I can become a little sarcastic at times. So I'm like, "Yeah, good judge, mate. There's a fucking window. There's a door too. How do you think we get in? It's got some skylights on top. They pop out." Anyway, he's like, "Yeah, well, I don't want anybody sitting in that caravan looking over into my yard watching me and my wife." I was thinking, you're fucking, what are you, 90 years old? No one fucking gives a shit about your wrinkly ass wife or your wrinkly ass self, right? No one fucking cares. And calls real estate. And I was swearing and cursing. I explained to the real estate. The real estate said, "Yeah, you're all right to have a caravan in the backyard." I said, "I fucking know I am." And it was like, "Nah." We had a Major Mitchell. Well, my brother, he had one of those Major Mitchell birds and had a license for it and everything, because the lady bought it off him, said, "You need to have a fucking permit before I'll sell it to you." So he had to go get a permit, and then he got the Major Mitchell. He's still got it to this day. And I walking past one day and I heard him talking to the neighbours about, "Oh yeah, I bet he hasn't got a license. You need a license for one of those birds, you know that, don't you?" And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Trying to get the neighbours all up against us and all that sort of shit. Ended up speaking to several neighbours over a period of a year and realised that he's been fucking talking shit about us behind our back and fucking to all the neighbours. One side, he called the ranger on me for having a fire pit going in my backyard. The ranger turned up, said there was no fire. The ranger turned up one day when I did have a fire pit going, and he's like, yeah, you'll have to put that out, mate. The fire season's just come into effect. I was like, oh, all right. He's like, you must have someone that don't like you. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I've been called out this house several times at like 4 in the morning and 3 in the morning and that. I look over the fence, I don't smell no fire, I don't see no fires, I don't know who the fuck it is calling up, wasting our time. I was like, huh. So, either side of this tosshead that doesn't like me, he had someone using fireworks, doesn't say a word, and on the other side, he had someone blow up their shed because they were in the middle of doing something nefarious inside the shed. And he worried about me, the person who spends his, spare time gaming or melting down metal or fucking building shit. I don't even start cars up and rev cars in my yard or anything like that, or engines of any kind. I don't start my power tools until like 10 o'clock in the morning, because most times I'm not. When I'm going to be doing something with power tools in the backyard, like working with the grinder or something, I'm not interested in hearing that noise first thing in the morning either. Yep, they sure are. And I don't get it, because, well, I don't know why I don't get it. Maybe I'm a broken kind of person. Who knows? Maybe I'm supposed to be nosy and give a shit and be interfering in my neighbours' lives. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing that. Personally, I don't care. I don't want to know. You can't be too careful too. That's the other thing too. How many times have you looked at your neighbour or anyone that's pissed you off, and you've looked at your wife and your kid and you think to yourself, oh, you're so lucky. Because if you didn't have them to worry about repercussions, you never know what some psycho might do. You might chip someone one day and he might come and fucking try and murder your family in your sleep. Set your house on fire. You never know. Fucking dickheads try that shit all the time. And it's because of your family, you rethink your course of action. And you always go the lighter cause of action, as opposed to the extreme. And you know the extreme. Oh, you know the extreme is beautiful, it's poetic, it's sweet, and it's quick, and it serves its purpose, and most people pull their head in after you go for the first option. But no, because you got family and you care about family, you go for the lesser of the two. Because you got to judge their fucking psychology they're using. You got to judge whether they're a sane enough person to let bygones be bygones. All right, you did something stupid. I pulled you up. You're going to let it go, or you're going to turn it into something? You're going to hold a grudge because you got growled at by an adult? That's the thing. Kids, you growl at a kid, they'll most likely fuck off. But when it's adults, you growl at an adult, most of the time, the first thing they think is the same thing any one of us think. And that's, I'm an adult. You can't talk to me like that. And you got to judge. You got to judge, okay, what are they doing? What are they saying? What can I do? What can I say? Which is the one that's going to maybe not turn them into a complete outrageous psycho that I have to put down like a fucking manging dog? Are the kids watching? All that sort of shit. so many people are so fucking lucky. You just walk back home thinking to yourself, after you had a growl at them, you think back to yourself, oh, if I didn't have a wife and kids, oh, if I didn't have a wife and kids, I could so easily just stomp your head on and just move. I'd just move. I'd just quit my job and just leave, go live in the bush, never see me again, but I got a wife and kids, god damn it. I got bills and taxes and fucking job and people depending on me. You're so lucky. Australia's a big place. Or maybe that's just me. I've been in situations before and I've had people think, geez, you took that relatively easy. I would have done this, I would have done that. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, there's a whole fucking laundry list of things I would have fucking done had I not had a couple of... and I'm not saying my children and my wife weigh me down and stop me dealing with things and doing what I want to do or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that there's a difference between being a man and, you know, looking out for your family, and a difference between being you know, oh, I'm going to fight every single person that says the wrong thing, looks at me sideways, says my wife's a slut, calls, you know, whatever. You know, there's a difference. A man knows when to pick his battles. That's what I believe. A man knows when to pick his battles. It's not cowardless to not fucking strike first and beat the shit out of someone. And the worst thing is, for the other people involved, is they always take it that way. They always assume that when you walk away and go, I'm not doing this right now. No, I got work tomorrow. I got to go to work tomorrow, and I got the wife and the kids. I'm not going to jail over this fuckhead, right? And they walk away thinking, yeah, walk away, pussy. And you just think to yourself, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea how that wife and kids have saved your life, son. Saved it. I could have snatched it out of you. Yeah, Topeka did the same thing yesterday while I was having a game with Jimmy. She just comes in and goes, would you like a bacon egg muffin? I was like, I would fucking love a bacon. And then she walks away. And then a couple of minutes, I forgot all about it. And a couple of minutes later, she comes in, freshly made bacon, eggs and muffin. Not even McDonald's, just fresh made. I was like, oh, yeah. Egg was slightly runny too, just the way I like it. Yeah, we did good, didn't we? Both managed to do well. I don't have any complaints my end. You don't sound like you got many complaints your end. Yeah, Topeka just went out to go to the shops before, and I just went, iced coffee? And she's like, yeah, all right. I like sweet. So it's not on the list, but I'll grab it anyway. Oh, awesome. My Bic lighter died on me. I have to use the fucking stove lighter with a long nozzle. God damn it. I feel like I feel like I'm I feel like such a bum from Kwinana. Pilgrim using the stove lighter. Guess job done. I had to remind her we're out of lighters. Normally I keep a big stack of them. I've got to get this lady's flying skills up anyway, don't I? Nope, flying skills are already up. Can I jump out? No. Yeah. Oh yeah, I told Topeka I have to die before her. I said to her one time, I said, you know, when we go, I need to die before you. She's like, why? I said, because I obviously don't think I'd be able to handle it without you. I said, you're stronger than me. I reckon you'd be able to continue life because of the grandkids and all that. That would be enough to make you continue going. I said, I don't know if that would sustain me enough. I said, I honestly don't think I'd be able to do it. So I need to go first. She can die after me whatever time afterwards. I don't give a shit. I need to die first. I don't know if that's considered selfish or not, but yeah. Nah, she's my rock. Honestly, don't know what I'd do without her. I've had a discussion before with people, and they're like, oh, you'd survive. And it's like, you know, I know how to survive and stuff like that. You know, it's not like I needed to do every single thing for me. Just that I've been with her for so long. I don't want to say she's like a growth, but, you know, we're like a growth on each other. I'm her growth, she's my growth. You know? It's like that little mole on the side of your face. You keep it there because it's a beauty mark. Lady, if it's growing hair, it ain't a beauty mark. It's a mole. Yeah. I grew up an only child. Yeah, I grew up an only child, but I'm not an only child. I'm an only child to my mum. She didn't have any more kids. She only had me. Well, me and my sister, but she didn't make it. And then there's my two half brothers that my dad had with another lady, obviously. And yes, and I got some foster brothers, but I never grew up with I didn't meet my brothers until I was 27. So I'd consider that an only child. They're all cars. Give me plane. It says a picture of a plane there. Give me a random plane one. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, if Topeka left early, the kids would be watching me 24/7. No doubt. Dark, depressing subject, I know. Let's liven it up a little bit. Neighbours, how much do you want to beat their little heads in? At the end of the day, I am glad I've got neighbours, and they are who they are. You could always have worse. Picture the worst person in the world and then picture them living a couple of feet away from you. It could happen. go this one. I've done all of these, but I don't remember doing all of them because some of them I've done so long ago and I've never retried them again. I only had to do them once just to tick them off. I got some really good DVDs here, and I've been really wanting to watch some of these movies that I've got, but I can't because I don't have one fucking DVD player in the house. Can you imagine that? 2024 and I don't have a goddamn DVD player or a Blu-ray. I got Blu-ray DVDs here too and I can't watch them. I want to, but I can't. I was hoping the movies would be on like Netflix or Prime, but no. Getting close to the end. Lost the stars. Hey, got it. Oh, there we go. Come on. Chopper squad. I think I do. I might be thinking of something different. Might be thinking about Airwolf or something. Oh, bitch. All right. Come on. Aw, chopper went bang bang. The pilot had... yeah, feels that way. Permanent blonde hair boom. Some nice flying until you crashed. Yeah, no, they'd shot the chopper up enough. I couldn't keep it in the air any longer. It was actually landing itself. It was going beep, 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 beep. Because it was stalling. Story of my life. I can't keep it up in the air. I try. Gotta go fucking free roam every time. Because they won't just bring up all the fucking races. The pilot and chopper squad had a permanent blonde hair perm. Oh, okay. Blonde hair perm. On a dude. On a dude. I think I remember the show. American, yeah? Was it by any chance a pretty dude that could pass off as a lady, or is it just a dude? We talking manly like David Hasselhoff, or nah? No, you know, like the blonde dude from Kerry. Imagine if he had a fucking permanent dude, the blonde dude, permanent. That's why they call it a perm, because they're supposed to be permanent, but they're not. Jet setting. Laser quest. Ooh. Might be lasers. What is her? Get feed. Stuff in my head. I don't know how I remember this shit, but I do. What I do. What a rugby player. Fucking hell, honey badger. I mean, I want to say yes, I do remember it, but I really can't be sure. I could be. I'm going to say yes, I do remember the show, but if I'm mixed up with a couple of other shows, because there was a lot of shows coming out with planes and helicopters and shit like that at one point, and I liked anything that could fly when I was younger. So I probably would have, any chance I got to watch it, I would have watched it. And I might not have watched anything enough to be able to know the full name. Depends too on whether we had a TV at the time and when shows were being aired on TV. No, you don't store useless information. You just store information that is useless when you mention it. That's it. That's the key. That's the way to look at it. Never look at it as you store useless information. Just look at it as you store information. You just happen to bring it out most times when you talk about that information you've stored. It's useless. It doesn't help anybody in the group. If you were at a trivia quiz, however, and they said, name a show from this era, you'd be able to go, this one with the blonde perm guy. And at that moment, it would be considered useful information. For example, if you're standing there in front of the police and they're like, your friend was decapitated. Yep. He was also asthmatic. Yeah, he was. Well, did you try to help? I don't think asthma was the cause of his issues right there and then. I think him losing the head might have been the bigger issue. Knowing he was asthmatic was useless. Me too. I have that way as well. I always said to myself, it's never useless. It's always useless information, but it's never really useless because it turns out it might be useless information, as in I don't need to know this. It's not important to central survival of the species to know this information. You need to know that fire hot, ice cold. You need to know that sort of shit. You know, belly grumbles when hungry. Eat raw food and it's not cooked properly. You shit out the back end or puke out the front end. That's the things we need to know as humans. We don't need to have the other information, but we do. And I used to think it was useless, but then I realised for other people's amusement makes it useful. It's not useless no more. It's now useful. Oh, it depends on the perspective. You could tell yourself a lot of things. I'm going to tell myself this is useful information, just you're not the person who needs to hear it, therefore it's useless to you. That's it. That's all you can do. Because you are in no control over what information your brain decides to hold on to. You're not in control of that. I know. It's amazing. Your brain can go, remove what Father Patrick did, but we'll keep this useless information about Laverne and Shirley. Yeah. No, but our brains we don't really get a say in it. If that information is popped in our head, we don't really get a say in what information we keep and what information we decide to get rid of. I will grant that some people, through neglect of their bodies, could make certain things harder, as in just remembering certain little things, having a memory at all, a good memory at all. Drug abuse, alcohol abuse, fights, all that sort of stuff. That can affect the memories, I suppose, in both positive and negative, depending on how it was all administered and perceived over the course of a period of time of someone abusing those chemicals, we shall say. Wouldn't know what that does on the brain. We know what it does on a large scale with a large group of people, but there's going to be those, I reckon there'll be those ones that are different. You ever remember watching like Drunken Master and stuff like that? I always just think to myself, everybody around me I see as drunk can't even coordinate themselves in a fucking sentence, and this guy's able to whoop ass and be poetically beautiful while doing it. And I know it's a movie, and I know it's all choreographed and all that sort of stuff, and there's an action and cut and all that sort of stuff. I know all that. But it just still amazes me the idea that there could be someone drunk that is actually way skilled while they're drunk compared to when they're sober. A lot of the things we do in our life require us to have memory of whatever, of some capacity at least. You've got to be able to store away the instructions on how to be able to operate that front end loader so you don't kill anyone, and so you can get the job done and get paid. And for some reason, while you're doing that job, you got, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie, and you got all those lyrics memorized in your fucking brain, and you don't know how to purge it. You can't purge your brain of it. You're like, how do I get rid of that? I don't need that. There's a new course tomorrow on how to work this particular machine. I need to make room. But your brain goes, no, I'm going to keep Barbie Girl on track. Just for whenever you need it and you're feeling a little bit low or something. That's going to make you sing Barbie Girl. How you like that? And then you might find yourself, blue screen.